All right, so week 3, you were 277.6.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. You have to hop off. All right, try it now. Hey, you lost a pound and a half.
I'll take it.
Nice, nice job. Week 4.
Yes.
You've done awesome. So Angie just got through working out, so she might be a little out of breath. We lowered your calories because
Yes.
last week you maintained, which wasn't a bad thing, but I wanted to lower your calories. And how much did you lose this week?
I don't remember.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah, I would say I know it's like a total of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, 2.5. So you're down. Right at 9.8 pounds. So.
I'll take that for 4 weeks.
That's pretty awesome. Considering, like, we have you eating a ton of food.
Yeah.
Like, you're not starving, right?
No. I'm definitely not starving.
Yeah, and I think you're down to 1,800 maybe now?
I think it's 1,700.
Is it 1,700?
Yeah.
Okay. So we still have a ton of room to work with. The first month you also lost, I think actually you lost over 6 inches. Yeah, I think you lost close to 8 inches, really.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The biggest number was your waist. You lost almost 2 inches in just your waist.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you saying your clothes are fitting different, that's...
My jeans are falling off, so that's
Your
good.
jeans are falling
They're
off.
starting to.
Yeah.
I definitely need a belt.
You know, the one thing I wanted to tell everybody, so on paper, because everybody is so used to watching Biggest Loser and watching people drop, 10 to 20 pounds a week, and people think that's the norm. When in fact, those people are at severe calorie deficits, working out 6-7 hours a week. A lot of them get injured. We're trying to do something for you that's sustainable. And I know a lot of people watching are like, well, 10 pounds isn't that much for 4 weeks, but it is. 2 pounds a week is 104 pounds in a year. And that's what you're averaging, a little bit more than that. So in 3 months, if you sustain this, you'll be down 30 pounds and probably 24 inches.
That's huge.
That's huge for 3 months of work.
That's a different person for me.
Yeah, that's 3 months of not being greedy, not expecting it now, but doing things the right way. And that's really what I want to teach you.
Well, and one thing I've told you is that the hardest part for me is finding the time to work out. And so, like you said, the Biggest Loser, they're working out for hours a day.
Right.
I don't have hours a day to work out. I probably wouldn't enjoy it.
Right.
Whereas this, I can manage. Some days we do 20 minutes. Other days we're closer to 45 minutes. That is doable.
That's doable.
That's even doable in 2-3 years from now, 5 years from now. So that's...
I always tell people, because the biggest and I don't want to say you're not making an excuse, but the biggest reason I get for people not working out is time.
Yeah.
And it's not that they don't have time. It's just that they haven't made that a priority. So, I mean, everybody has 20 to 40 minutes in a day, whether that's just, waking up a little bit earlier, going to bed a little bit earlier, maybe not watching all of Grey's Anatomy, something like that. You've got the time if you really want to do it.
And it's even better now that we're in week 4 or finished week 4. Even that I've been able to adjust. So it took, just like the calories and everything else, it took a few weeks of reconfiguring my schedule a little bit, but now it's much better than it was.
Yeah. And one of the things I tell everybody is, we're going to be here 80, 90, 100 years, who knows, but we have a long life. And people think that taking 2 weeks to figure something out that's difficult is the end of the world, when 2 weeks out of 80 years of your life is a very small price to pay for learning how to do it right and learning how to be able to sustain that forever.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. So even if you stop today, I would be confident that you could continue to do this and be fine, because you've had that 4 weeks of knowing what it takes. You already know how hard you can push yourself and not get injured. And it's probably further than you thought.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you've
well, like today, I got the little stand just in case when I was doing lunges, I fell over, and it turned out I didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
But it was still nice to have it there. But at the same time, I was like, oh, I can do this without it. Whereas probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I definitely would have needed it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you would have told me when we started in 4 weeks you're going to be down 10 pounds, 6 to 8 inches, and you know, lunging like you are today, I've been thrilled. So
yeah, no,
we're
I'm
right
thrilled.
on track. We're right on track.
I'm thrilled.
All right, good
Thanks.
job. Doing awesome. All right, guys, in this week's episode of Before and After, I thought rather than just playing some music for you guys, I would take you through Angie's workout today. One thing I want to make sure that you guys know, especially if you're beginner or new to working out, just know that Angie is very strong, and these exercises, some of these exercises she's doing, she can do because she has the knee and shoulder stability to do some of them, and you'll see what I mean later on. So this first move she's doing is a suitcase deadlift. Basically, we're overloading one side, and so in that case we were overloading her right side. Now we're overloading her left side, which basically gets her core and obliques engaged. And the key here is to keep your shoulders parallel and not let one side dip. So in order to do that, you've really got to squeeze your core, squeeze your obliques. And we started her off light, pretty light. For most people that might be heavy. She started off with a 25-pound dumbbell. And this is actually moving on to her second set. She went up to 40s. But that's not the progression of the moves. She did suitcase deadlifts. You're going to see her do pistol squats. And then you're going to see her do lunges as a giant set. So back to back to back. And then she's going to go through those 3 moves 3 times. So you can see she's hurting there. So this is one of her favorite moves, and that's being very sarcastic. Pistol squats, which are really good for her because when you just do a body squat or a box squat where you're just sitting down on a bench and standing up, your stronger leg can compensate. So when we do pistol squats, or these are modified pistol squats, that weaker leg cannot get out of work. So basically we got the heel forward there. If she needs to press on the heel, she can, but she's trying to just use that leg, the right leg in this case. And she has gotten so much better on these just in 4 weeks. And she really hates these. So then the last move of her giant set is forward lunges. And I believe in this part of the workout, I actually was like so blown away. Her range of motion is improved so much since she started. Like she couldn't get that knee down to the floor. She'd only lunge a couple inches. And now she's getting all the way down to the ground, not using the foam roller to stabilize herself. Just an incredible improvement in just 4 weeks. And, you know, regardless of what the scale says, this is incredible. I mean, this is the stuff that's going to make her life better when she gets older. And that's the kind of stuff that's super exciting for me to see her do that quickly. So after she went through 3 sets of those 3 moves, we moved on to abs. And if you guys have ever seen an ab wheel, this is basically the same thing, but if you have an Olympic bar, you don't need an ab wheel. You can just throw some bumpers on there. We're just working her core right here. We're just doing some, I call them ab rollouts. I'm sure there's a million different names for them. But right now she's just going out as far as she can, and that's her range of motion. I mean, you can't hear the audio, but she is getting a big stretch in her abs and a lot of pain there. She's doing really good on these. She's starting to get lower and lower the more she does them. And the final move was bear crawls. And the first couple weeks she did bear crawls, I let her kind of do like a spider lunge. But now we're getting into it. She's getting so much better. And we have her knees as close to the ground as you can to engage her core more. And she's definitely feeling it. And again, this is that move where you need to make sure you have good shoulder stability before you go into that. And she just absolutely crushed the workout. So she did 3 rounds of those 2 moves as well and just knocked it out of the park. Oh, that was great range of motion. Angie, I wasn't expecting that much range of motion. That was awesome.